Rethink Education is an initiative of the Virtual Instruction Support Services Division of the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. We partner with schools and districts to create a future where students, families, and educators successfully navigate remote, blended, and in-person learning. Together, we can ensure that North Carolina is prepared to adapt and focus on what matters most, supporting the safety and success of our students in all learning settings.
Buncombe County is located in western North Carolina. This year, we were tremendously impacted by Hurricane Helene, tragically impacted. But through it all, what we saw was resilience, because the focus remains, as it always has been, on our students.
So by the time we returned to school after Hurricane Helene, we had missed as many school days as we had attended that semester. So it was really important to reestablish relationships and connections. I was really proud of how our students came back ready to advocate for themselves. And I think that's due to the blended learning model.
Blended instruction essentially combines the very best of face-to-face instruction with the very best of online learning, and it creates a student-centered learning environment.
When we came back, they were ready for a sense of normalcy, and they really wanted to be here and really thrived by being allowed the sense of choice on how they completed a project. They were given the option of, do you want to complete this independently? Would you like to work collaboratively? What text would you like to do in order to complete your work? And they absolutely thrived with that model of instruction.
Something that really helped me keep learning after the hurricane was reviewing or revisiting things that we learned before, and we had lessons made for us.
After the hurricane, using technology made it a little bit easier because it was kind of everything's in one spot. It just made it easier and more manageable.
With blended learning, it is easier to create accessible entry points for all students. The technology allows for us to gear the learning to the students' needs. So students have different activities that address the same standards, and since it's easy to scaffold with the blended learning, every student is able to be successful at some portion of the activity.
As Helene passed, initially we did not have internet access or wireless access, but that came back even before we could reopen our schools. Our virtual academy is something that we're very, very proud of. It gives families the opportunity to continue a child's education even when there are other things going on in the family's life. And so being able to lean into blended learning, to use technology so our students can continue to learn wherever they are, was a value add and a crucial tool, particularly in this year.
The most valuable support and encouragement we provided for our teachers started from the county level. Our senior leadership was amazing. They were able to get together at the county office and work through how will we support our teachers and our administrators and our families as we try to connect back together. Our curriculum department at Buncombe County Schools also created scenarios for K through 12. And since we're a K through 12 school, we had our hands on all of those. NCDPI shared amazing levels of support with very specific instruction for students to be able to access. Having those resources, having those blended learning coaches that we have at the county level have been so amazing to support these teachers in their recovery as well, which then impacts our students' recovery.
So the biggest benefit for using blended learning when we returned from Hurricane Helene is that we were able to meet students where they were. Because we all had different experiences and we were all in different situations, even when we returned to school, everyone kind of had different levels of bandwidth, if you will, for learning.
I think the biggest challenge of implementing blended learning after the hurricane was just having to start fresh. We had to sit down and go explicitly over how to use technology. We also had to go over ways to engage with it to be successful learners.
Blended learning really lent itself to allowing students to thrive in that environment and to be successful in spite of all the things that happened to them, because we were able to plan and still give them pieces of the instruction that they had missed and expose them to the many different parts. And they could work at their own pace, but in a time where we really didn't expect them to show growth in academics, they were making academic growth.
You know, our teachers that are in these traditional classrooms use blended learning in a way that mimics what we do, but we learn from each other. And what's so incredible about Buncombe County Schools is that we are able to have our PLCs that connect not only our teachers when they're doing their blended instruction with the same curriculum that our teachers are using in the traditional setting. So that's really the key piece.
1,800 North Carolina educators have earned a Rethink Education Blended Learning Facilitator badge, 56 of which are from Buncombe County, who can now provide professional development to other Buncombe County schools.
I would certainly share that virtual learning, if there's a district that hasn't really gone too far down that path, that it's something worth considering. Blended learning allows us to ensure we're preparing students for their future, and innovation is absolutely crucial going forward.